Was interested in testing the borders. How far can one go in experiments in sexual coupling, so that you have these extraordinary, what we used to call daisy chains. I don't know if that's still a term. And I think he had a kind of thrill, which is almost like a mathematical thrill, in seeing how far and how complicated his couplings could be. He was a survival artist, and he certainly pretended that he was on the side of the revolution and acted like a revolutionary.
In June 1789, a month before the storming of the Bastille, Sade became very angry and ripped a pissing tube from the wall of his cell, a kind of funnel-like object, and began haranguing the crowds below, saying that the prisoners were being killed.
Using the tube as a megaphone.
Exactly. The National Assembly abolished lettres de cachet, and then Sade had to be released, even against the wishes of Madame de Montreuil, who tried to keep him in.
The one person he has in mind when he's writing, in my opinion, is Madame de Montreuil, the hated woman who is the cause of all his grief.
In 1792, he was in a position of power in the revolutionary committees, and the names of his in-laws appeared on a list of would-be émigrés, which meant, in effect, a death penalty would follow more or less automatically. And Sade used his influence to have their names removed.
He refused to take his revenge on the people who had deprived him of liberty during most of his years as a man.
This is the title page and the frontispiece of the first edition, right? Justine, 1791.
It is a simple rule of nature that the wicked will flourish and the good must founder.
The year after he got out of prison, in 1790, he published Justine.
Any woman who goes out into the world not knowing that somebody is likely to hurt her, that's the Justine woman. And that would be almost all of us most of the time.
What do you consider his masterpiece to be?
Probably Justine. Probably Justine.
How old are you, petite?
17, madame. Justine is younger by a year.
Really? How nice.
Justine and Juliette are sisters, separated at birth.
And both virgin.
There's an innocence about Justine, which she never loses, no matter how much she's berated, no matter how much she's taken advantage of.
She's raped numerous times, she's branded, she's imprisoned.
She still maintains somehow this belief that good will triumph. And Sade is saying, forget about it.
Justine, come on!
Justine is tied to the chains.
Exactly.
For Sade, virtue is a kind of vacuum in nature. Virtue is without energy and therefore becomes a kind of magnetic attraction to the forces of evil.
Finish her.
What about Justine?
I think she's a model of the masochist who goes through life being oppressed and offended and suppressed and beaten. I'm being rather psychoanalytic here, but I think that is the masochist in Sade. I think the masochism was even more important in his psychological makeup than the sadism. If you study the pattern of his sexual exploits, you will find that he's almost more often asking to be whipped than he is whipping women or men.
What about his relationship with his wife?
Well, she loved him throughout prison. And you might want to say that, well, maybe he was easier to love in prison. When he was released from Charenton after the revolution, she formally separated from him and would not see him again.
And she dies with Juliet, her sister.
Exactly.
Looking very happy.
Sade also, by the way, this is a side I should not probably enter into, but was very much a feminist before the time.
It's the life I chose.